and then they're dead. Like, bummer. But that would.
Okay, I'm gonna just tell you something real quick, and then we're gonna return to the game. I'm gonna put Emma back on, Chamberlain, that is. And then, but first I need to tell you something. On Halloween, and I have to tell you in code because I didn't do anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with what I did, I guarantee you. But what I have to tell you is in code because I'm trying. There's something called diplomacy, and I have to be diplomatic about the way I tell you this. So I'm going to show you a little sticky note, okay? And then if you get context, you'll get context, and then you'll understand. And then I'm going to tell you about a dream I had, okay? So here's the sticky note. And then I'm going to throw a little gang sign for you. Just and then this one is just for fun. It actually doesn't I don't know if it has anything to do with that gang particularly. I I'm actually being serious. I don't know. But the letter is relevant. Okay? I'm just being diplomatic here. And then I'm going to tell you, wait, hold on, let me make sure it doesn't time out real quick. Okay. There's some sort of enemy on the road. So what I'm trying to tell you is that I had a dream on the date that was on the note card, or like the night of, to the morning. It was essentially in the morning of the next day. I had a dream that I was over here. I think this is the right location. I think this is the location. Let me double check. Oh no, actually, wait, maybe it was, well, I think it was here. Like this area right here. There's a reservoir here, I think. Let me double check. Yeah. So, I had a dream. And we're going to double check. We're going to go there. Because when I logged in today, just a normal day, it said, you know, do the peyote thing. And I already just got the peyote that was over here. And it turned me into a cow. And that was fun. I made a post about it on X. And now, the next one that I was going to go to was over here. It is right over here. But I just remembered I had a dream about this. I think I was right, let's see, right over here, I think. Or maybe over here. I had a dream, and I wasn't playing the game recently. It was just a spontaneous, super hyper-realistic dream that I was with my parents, and I had a pistol. And I don't know if I just killed someone or if I was just taking over. I don't know what it was. I was taking control, and I was with my dad and my mom, and I was like, my dad was like not accepting what was happening, and I grabbed his shoulders and I was just like something to the effect of, this is what's happening now, let's go. And I like grabbed his shoulders and I turned him towards the direction I wanted him to go, which was this way. And I think I like, you know, started him moving, and then we're going this way, and I've got this feeling, right? And then he gets in the water and starts swimming over here, I think. I think he started swimming over here or something. And he got out and was on the road over here somewhere. And he had one of the service rifles, the M16, and he started getting ready to shoot me with it, because I think he didn't like, I think what his brain did was, okay, my son's gone insane, and he's trying to rule by force, and I don't stand for that. And so I'm going to shoot him because I don't want this coming back to me, because I don't agree with it. However, I grabbed the barrel, and he shot a few rounds, and he didn't hit me. And then I took it from him, and I fucking unloaded the whole clip into his body. It felt absolutely awful. It felt like the end of everything, and my mom was with us too. I don't know if she had a weapon or not. But it felt absolutely awful, and I saw all the bullets go into his body, and he didn't even drop. He just stood there accepting the fact that he'd done it, and I could feel everything he felt. And then I woke up. And I called him and I told him what happened, and I went and visited him at the cabin and told him more about it. And we worked and, you know, we cut some firewood and stuff together and had a father-son bonding day. But my God, was that dream hyper realistic and super disturbing, and I'm pretty sure it occurred in this area. So let's go do the mescaline thing, and you know, hopefully this is a healing experience, because although I wasn't like continuing to be actively traumatized by that, I have to tell you it was very traumatizing. The dream was very traumatizing. So now I'm going to turn Miss Chamberlain back on, and I'm going to stop talking, and we're just going to go and do this thing.
Wouldn't have been a big deal if the music hadn't been so loud, you know what I'm saying? So that's why, that's really the pet peeve in this scenario. Moving on. I really have an issue with the fact that things close early on Sundays. Though I am technically my own sort of boss and I kind of make my own hours, I still stick to a 5-day work week. I work Monday through Friday with almost no exception. And occasionally, I will work on the weekends and then maybe take one day off during the week, like to supplement. But I'm very much on the 5-day work week schedule. I've tried to switch it up and like do a 4-day work week where I just work longer hours to still get the same amount of stuff done that I need to get done. But I think because the world revolves around the 5-day work week, it's just easier to also live my life by the 5-day work week. And also the people that I work with, you know, whether it's agents or the Chamberlain Coffee team, everyone in that space sticks to a 5-day work week. So it just makes sense for me to stick to a 5-day work week, even though I don't technically have to. And so because I stick to the 5-day work week, the weekend is very important to me. It is my time to have fun. It is my time to recharge. It is very important to me. And I think sometimes my expectations for my weekends are too high because, you know, I will really push myself during the week and I just really want to enjoy myself and get the most out of the weekend. And that can sometimes lead to disappointment. But that's honestly a topic for another day. But I'm explaining to you how I feel about the weekends so that you understand why this is a pet peeve for me. Me and most people have only Saturday and Sunday to truly relax, unwind, shop, eat, do activities, etc., etc. It is the norm to take Saturday and Sunday to have fun. Now, why the fuck on one of the 2 days that majority of people have the day off are we gonna close everything at 5 p.m.? Like, out of all the days of the week, I think Mondays should be the days where things close early. Now, I think the reason why things close early on Sunday is because of religious reasons. For the most part, like, I think that that's where that tradition came from. I'm actually going to Google it. Things often close early on Sundays due to a combination of historical traditions, religious observance, and modern business practices. Many businesses offer employees a day off for rest, family time, or worship, as Sunday is historically seen as a day of rest. Okay, I get it. I don't know if I'm being like, who knows? I might fucking get canceled for this. Who knows these days? But I really just think out of all the days of the week, Sunday is not the day to close things early because that's the day that most people have the day off. You know what I mean? So that's when it's fun to go shop. That's when it's fun to go and, you know, casually get chores done. I don't know. To me, I feel like if anything, we should choose a weekday for establishments that are sort of fun to be closed. Like, who's going shopping on a Monday? You know what I'm saying? That's when traffic would be the slowest. Do you know what I'm saying by this? Like, that's just how I feel, okay? I really think Saturday and Sunday, things should have full hours. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, have the establishment close earlier. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that's the beginning of the work week. Everyone's locked in. Things start to loosen up Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday's the weekend. So to me, give your employees less hours Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then go full hours Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is my opinion. I might be wrong in this. this might be like a lack of business understanding, or like not having enough data, or being religiously insensitive. Like, if you're a religious establishment, it totally makes sense. But I'm more referring, like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, not everyone has the same. Do you get what I mean? I just want things to be open on Sunday. I can't even tell you how many times I've been, out on the town on a Sunday, shopping around, and next thing I know, 5 p.m. rolls around and everything starts closing, and I'm like, what? I was just getting going. I was just starting to have my fun. Anyway, maybe that's maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing a side of the story. Maybe I'm being like a spoiled brat. I don't really know, but to me, it doesn't make sense. Moving on, next. This is a very, very specific pet peeve that has to do with pizza, okay? I love pizza just as much as the next guy or girl, okay? I love pizza. It's great. I do struggle with the crust. Now, a lot of people love the crust. Some people think the crust is the best part. To me, I would say 75% of the time, the crust is really dry. It's really dry. And choking it down is almost not even worth the effort. Like, I'm the type who, it's a 50-50 shot whether or not I'm leaving the crust on the plate, It really depends. Like, I don't like wasting food. I hate wasting food. That's one of my pet peeves, but I think I've talked about that before, so that's why it's not on the list. I absolutely hate wasting food. And so it's a huge bummer to me when pizza crust is so dry that I can't motivate myself to choke it down, because it hurts. I guess my pet peeve is that majority of the time pizza crust is really too dry, but I have a solution. And so maybe my pet peeve is that everyone knows that pizza crust is oftentimes way too dry, and yet no one's trying to solve the problem. Yeah, you could solve the problem by changing your dough recipe, but that's tough, because it's clear to me that this is a reoccurring issue for a reason. It must be hard to make pizza crust that isn't sort of dry. And the thing is, we need the crust to give us a dry surface to hold the pizza with. That's the fun of the pizza, is that, you can hold it because there's a perfect spot to hold. I think the solution is that all pizzas that have dry crust, everyone knows when a pizza place has dry crust, there should be a side of marinara sauce for dipping the crust. Imagine, I would eat the crust every single time. And imagine how fun. Like, you eat the pizza and then you get a little side of warm marinara sauce to dip in, and it's like you get a breadstick. It's like you get to eat your pizza, and then at the end of eating your pizza, you get a breadstick where you get to dip and eat. How fun. I mean, listen, there's probably other solutions, like, changing the recipe of the dough. Perhaps even brushing some olive oil and Parmesan on it. There are probably simpler solutions, but to me, I always just want to dip my crust into marinara sauce. I want that. I love marinara sauce. It's my favorite part of the pizza. Honestly, I love the, tart tomato flavor. I don't know. I think that a side of marinara should be more normalized. We should be normalizing that. It's often not an option. When it is an option, I will ask for it, because it can make any crust go down easy. I briefly interrupt this episode to let you know that this episode is brought to you by State Farm. Insurance may all seem the same on the surface, but having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like buying a candle online called Cozy Cabin, only to unbox it and discover that it smells like a pile of old books. And not in a good way. You wouldn't settle for musty vibes, so don't settle for just any insurance. When it comes to getting the help you need, State Farm is the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Now back to the episode.
Bigger low end in seconds. Infinity Base, 31% off. Ends November 1st. Tap to shop the sale.
Attention all, go to Artlist and start generating cinematic videos now with VO3.
So, does that mean I can make this train fly?
Yeah, of course.
And there's no risk? Nope. The license covers all your creative needs.
Can I interview this caterpillar?
Yeah, what you wanna know?
Can I move that tree a little to the right?
Here you go. Your experience comes first.
Marvelous. Can this pizza understand the meaning of life?
Live, laugh, love.
So now we can do whatever we want?
No limit. Just go to Artlist and start generating cinematic videos now with VO3.
Anyway, okay, next. Speaking of pizza, because you get pizza at a restaurant, this is a pet peeve I have about trendy, cute restaurants, okay? I live in LA. I go to New York all the time. I know a thing or two about a cute, trendy restaurant, and I love a cute, trendy restaurant. But there are little trends that I've started to notice in cute, trendy restaurants, some of them being awesome and wonderful, some of them being absolutely horrible. Now, to start out on a positive note, because I don't like being all negative all the time, I'll tell you some trends that I do like in a cute, trendy restaurant, okay? I love that they serve natural wine. I love, well, I don't drink anymore, but I used to love a glass of natural wine, okay? Natural wine, I don't really even know what makes it natural. It's something in the processing of it all, and it has a slightly different flavor. It's a bit more tart, it's a bit more sour, it tastes more fermented in a way. I don't know, it's more juicy in some ways. I love it. It's trendy, it's like the new thing, hot thing to have at a cute, trendy restaurant. I love that. Even though I don't drink anymore, I'm glad that it's there for other people. And when I did drink, I loved it. Another thing, I love when cute, trendy restaurants become sort of a third space for young people. You know, I think it's so important that young people hang out with one another and get off their fucking phones. And a lot of times the way that cute, trendy restaurants are set up, they're set up for socializing. You know, tables are close together. A lot of times people are standing outside having a glass of wine. Like, there's like a social energy to it. I really love that and appreciate that. Also, I find that new trendy restaurants have a tendency to really put together a unique culinary experience in ways that are maybe a bit more unusual and exciting. That's wonderful too. So listen, I love a cute, trendy restaurant. I love it. It's fun. It's awesome. I love it. Now that I've been very positive, I can be very negative. Why the fuck does every cute, trendy restaurant think that they need to have tables that are knee-high, okay? I'm talking about knee-high when you're sitting. There's something about cute, trendy restaurants. They want to set out the smallest little table that literally cuts off at your knees so that eating is nearly impossible. And I think, honestly, the reason why, like, that's not to say, listen, a lot of times cute, trendy restaurants will have a handful of, like, normal tables, and then for overflow, for people who maybe are just there for like a little olive and a little glass of wine, there's like a short little table for hors d'oeuvres. But then what tends to happen is that they're so popular because they're so cute and they're so trendy that people end up ordering full meals at these little tables because that's kind of the only option. That is, listen, I'll give that, that's a good excuse, right? However, there have been some other restaurants that I've been at where, similar to the sort of knee-high table issue, where it's like impossible to eat, there's also some trendy restaurants that they want a sort of casual dining experience. So instead of like a classic table and chairs, they'll do couches and lounge chairs with sort of like a coffee table vibe in the center. It is impossible to eat dinner in that way. Like, eating over your lap, this is a very niche thing I'm realizing as I'm describing it, because most restaurants have normal table and chairs, but this is sort of like a trend that I've noticed in cute, trendy restaurants, particularly in LA and New York. And it's impossible to eat at a table like that, you know? I think eating is best done sitting over the food at a table that cuts off at about your breast, you know? Or maybe even your abdomen, rib cage abdomen. But it's like, I understand wanting to pack as many people in as possible. I also understand wanting to create a fucking vibe because holy shit, like, what's better than a vibe? Like, I get it. I get the heart is there. But functionality is so important, you know? And like, I think a good meal can be sort of ruined by not the right seating arrangement, TBH. So anyway, okay, moving on. speaking of restaurants and food, while we're on the topic, this is a very specific pet peeve. Incredibly specific. Like, there's maybe one other person out there who can relate to this one. This is a pet peeve about my algorithm, okay? Particularly my algorithm on YouTube Shorts, because I don't watch a lot of Instagram Reels. Occasionally, like, there are times when I watch Instagram Reels, okay? I can name the times. Number one, when I'm on vacation and I'm just letting my guard down and letting myself use my phone in whatever way I want. Number two, when I'm working. Okay, there's a very particular. Sometimes when I'm working outside of my home, like I'm doing a photo shoot or something, or I don't know, I'll let myself go on my phone a little bit more. I don't know why. I think maybe because sometimes it can be sort of high stress, not in a bad way though, but like photo shoots, for example, it's a very like high energy environment, and there is a lot of sort of stress, but in a fun way. It's not in a fun way, but it's like a scheduling thing. Like we'll have 2 hours to do hair and makeup for the first shot, but then something will go wrong in hair and makeup, and then we'll need 3 hours to do hair and makeup, and then the production team is like, hey, we gotta go, we gotta move. And then the hair and makeup team is like, yeah, but we can't start shooting until the hair and makeup is in a good place, and it's not quite there yet. So like we need to move things around, and then everyone's kind of butting heads and it's tense. And sometimes that will get me a little bit anxious, and I'll be like, you know what? I'm just gonna go. Sometimes like it's just as nice to like look at an Instagram reel, because perhaps like talking, it doesn't really make sense to talk, because perhaps everybody needs to be focused on what they're doing, and all I really can do in that moment is like sit and be quiet. But sometimes I'll be kind of anxious, and there's something nice about just scrolling. But I don't abuse that. Like I don't overdo that, but there are certain occasions where I do that. Anyway, really long-winded way of explaining my internet usage. So Instagram Reels I'll scroll on sometimes, but it's like less frequently. What I tend to get sucked into more often is YouTube, because I have YouTube on my phone. I have YouTube on my iPad. Well, I sometimes have YouTube on my phone. Sometimes I delete it if I'm getting too addicted. But it's always on my iPad. And at the end of the day, I love watching YouTube. That's my favorite thing to do. That's my unwind activity. I love it. And sometimes I'll get sucked into YouTube Shorts. For some reason, my YouTube Shorts algorithm has figured out that I cannot stop watching. Once I've started watching, I can't stop watching ASMR videos of people eating fried chicken, particularly hot fried chicken, like spicy hot chicken with like a yummy spicy sauce on it. For some reason, my algorithm knows that this is content that makes my mouth water. Videos of people eating hot, whatever the fuck it's called, like Nashville hot chicken. I don't know anything about fried chicken. Why? Because I'm a vegetarian, and I've been a vegetarian pretty much my whole life, with an occasional departure into pescatarianism. I will occasionally eat fish, which is somewhat of a new advancement and change in my life, mainly because of traveling. It's like hard to get protein sometimes, and so I've tried to open myself up to eating fish, but I'm not really interested in eating any of the birds or any of the red meats or anything. Fish is sort of the only thing I'm open to trying, but prior to exploring fish in my elder years, I've been a vegetarian my whole life. I don't really ever want to eat chicken or red meat. Unless a doctor was like, you have to, I'm never going to, probably. I see these videos of people crunching into this delicious looking, delicious sounding, spicy, yummy fried chicken, and I feel a way I've never felt before. Like, I'm actually salivating talking about it. It looks so fucking good to me. Everything about it is exactly what I like in a food, except for the chicken part. I love fried things. I love spicy things. Obsessed with spicy things. I know this is a food I would like, but I don't eat chicken. And listen, is there some sort of vegetarian alternative out there? Probably. I know it's not going to be the same. Like, there's something about, oh my God, it looks so good to me. It looks amazing to me. I do probably, at some point, I'm going to cave. Like, I'm not kidding. One night, I'm going to lay down in bed with my iPad and slip into videos of people ASMR eating fried chicken, and I'm going to crack, and I'm going to get in my car and find an alternative that will suffice. At some point, I just haven't gotten to that point yet. It will happen. Mark my words, it will happen. But it's a pet peeve because it looks so fucking good, and my algorithm knows how much I want to eat it because I will watch the video. Literally, I'll watch an ASMR fried chicken eating video once through, and then I'll watch it again. There's almost no other content I'll watch twice through. So it knows what it's doing, and it's just kind of torture for me. But yet I can't take my eyes away. It looks so fucking good. I love food-related content. Like, I love restaurant reviews. I love cooking videos. I love, like, I went to Disneyland for the day, and this is everything that we ate and we tried, and this is what we liked, and this is what we didn't. I love all that stuff. And my algorithm gives me a lot of that stuff, and that's fine. Like, I love getting that type of content because I love, finding out about new restaurants. I love, for whatever reason, like, seeing what people ate at Disneyland or Universal Studios or Disney World, because who knows, maybe one day I'll be there and I'll be able to try this stuff. Also, I love cooking videos because I absorb that information and it helps me later and it gives me ideas for stuff to cook for myself. Like, I love all of that. It's like useful information in one way or another. Like, I find value in it beyond like, ooh, that looks yummy. It's also like, no, I'm actually using this information for future. Whereas these videos of fried chicken, it's like there's nothing in it for me. Like, I'm never gonna eat fried chicken. I never get a video of people like, look at this crunch in this vegan fried chicken. It's like, I've never gotten that video, So it's just tough for me. But I will go on a journey one day to find an alternative so I can finally solve that craving, because I'm really, it's agony for me, to be honest. Okay, next. We're moving away from food now. My next pet peeve is when, this is also kind of niche. Let me give you some backstory, actually, before I get into this. So, as some of you may know, but some of you may not know about me, for many years, I was a vape queen, okay? I vaped for many years. I have had a pretty gnarly nicotine addiction for many years now, and it's gone through phases. I've had vape phases, and I've had nicotine pouch phases. Zyn, Velo, the little nicotine pouch that you put in your lip. Doesn't have any tobacco in it. It's just nicotine salt, whatever the fuck that is. So those are the two forms of nicotine that I've dabbled in. I've never been into cigarettes. It's just not my vibe. I think that they're honestly like kind of disgusting tasting. I just like, and they're obviously terrible for you, but all of it is. So it's like, but I've never gotten into cigarettes. It's always been the vape and the Zyn for me. Now, I am not going to tell you that the vape or the Zyn is healthier for you than smoking a cigarette, because I'm not a scientist. I don't know. It's all bad, and we should all avoid all of it at all costs. However, it is a pet peeve for me when someone who smokes cigarettes is like, you're really smoking a Juul? Like, that's so much worse for you than cigarettes? Like, just smoke the cigarette. Or when somebody's like, oh my God, you're using the Zyn, the nicotine pouch? Doesn't that like burn holes in your lip? Like, you should probably just smoke a cigarette. It's like, wait a minute. You smoke cigarettes? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, listen, I don't know if the vape is worse, the cigarette is worse. I don't know if the Zyn is worse than the vape, better than the vape. I don't know. It doesn't matter, because all of it is bad. And I would argue all of it is probably, is it equally as bad? Listen, it's neither here nor there. What's worse, what's better? I don't know. I don't want to speak on it because I can't say for sure. But also, cigarettes are so bad. Like, it's delusional in every way, shape, or form to go to somebody else who's consuming another carcinogenic thing and to say, why are you doing that when you could just do this? Like, ew, what are you doing with?
Okay, so, that about sums up the situation that I encountered. And I'm gonna stop recording now and just go back to playing for fun. See ya.